Aloha, my name is Namahana Azevedo, and I'm from Waimanalo. To describe my time at KS in one word, it would probably be chaotic, just because over the years, so many people leave and come out that you just have to kind of adapt to it and adjust. One of my favorite memories from KS would probably be in 6th grade when we went to Big Island. It was just fun, like hanging out with friends and getting to experience something new, especially doing it for school. Biggest lesson that I learned here is just to not take your time for granted, because it kind of goes by very quickly. You never really realize it until you're a senior, I guess. Advice for a current KS kindergartner would probably be just to have fun and enjoy your time here. Make as many friends as possible and like cherish your memories. And like don't stress out. Don't think too hard when you get older. Plans for the future, I just hope to like still be friends with people here. I don't have an exact plan, but I just hope that I'm happy and, making the best memories I possibly can. And if I could say one thing to Pauahi, it would probably be just thank you, because there are so many opportunities at this school, and being able to have those opportunities for 13 years is amazing. And mahalo for 13 years.
Aloha, my name is Jolie Kainani, and I'm from Po'o. My time at KS in one word would be perfect. I know there was a lot of ups and downs of our 13 years, but there was a lot of ups, and I'm really grateful that I was allowed to come here and learn and be educated here. My favorite memory at KS would be our last song contest that we participated in, and it was just really fun oh my God, to sing with my class as a family, and oh my God and even though I wasn't holding hands with my best friends, it felt like a family, and it was nice. The biggest lesson I've learned at KS is that if I want to do something, I just have to put my mind to it. And with all the opportunities that KS has provided me, I've been able to accomplish a lot in the last 13 years. And yeah. My advice to a current KS kindergartner would be to take advantage of all the opportunities that KS gives you, because I know if I went to another school, I wouldn't have the same opportunities. So definitely don't take advantage, or don't just take advantage of every opportunity that you get. My plans for the future, next year, I plan to play beach volleyball for Corbin University, and I plan to study kinesiology because I want to be a physical therapist, and I feel especially this year, I'm taking a lot of classes for that route and path of life. So I'm thankful for KS to be able to take those classes and be ready for college and the rest of my life. If I could say something to Pauahi right now, it'd be thank you for your generosity, because if I didn't come here, I'd be probably at a public school or a worse school than Kamehameha, and I'm just really thankful. And mahalo for 13 years.
Aloha, my name is Shaylee. I'm from Pearl City. If I describe KS in one word, I would say it's adventure. It's a big adventure. I can go out, I can do things. You get to go on these field trips. You get to learn these things. You get to meet new people. I was able to go on the Hokulea. I was able to go to so many lo'i patches. And it was amazing. I don't think if I ever went to any other school, I would be able to gain all the knowledge from everywhere I've been. So it is an adventure. My favorite memory at KS, chemistry class. Like, I would show up to school in the morning, I would be tired, it'd be 7 o'clock in the morning, I wouldn't want to go to class, I wouldn't want to be at school, but Kumakeki, my junior 11th grade teacher, helped. She would wake up with all this energy. She would be so supportive of me. I wouldn't have a great time in chemistry. I wasn't good at it. And she helped, she encouraged me. And in the end of the year, I ended up with a really good grade. I ended up being happy. I ended up being happy for the rest of the days after that one chemistry class because I felt like I could do so much more now. Biggest lesson I learned at KS, there is no cap to knowledge. No matter how much you think you know, no matter how much you think you can do, you think you can achieve at, you can always be better. No matter what you believe, there's no cap to how much you can do, how much you can learn. Because there's always people who do it different ways that you don't know. There's always different perspectives. And it helps to know all these different perspectives. It helps to know what everyone else is doing because it makes you have an open mind. Advice for current KS kindergartners, I always say to talk to people, make friends, talk to teachers. I came here and I was super shy. I couldn't talk to people. It was hard because I was away from my parents. I was away from my kids, my friends that I had in preschool. And just talking to people and making all these friends, making these connections over the years helped so much. And if you think that it's hard being away from your family, being in this new place, having these new things come at you all at once, it's just a part of growing up, and having those people that you talk to really help. Plans for my future, I want to graduate college. I want to go and get my degree. I'm undecided on what I want to do in the future, but I know I want to be able to speak out and use my voice and use what I feel, my opinions, how I feel about certain topics in whatever I plan to do in the future. I want to be able to stand up for people who can't stand up for themselves. And I believe that's something that everyone should do, that we should be able to speak out about. What I would say to Puahi, thank you, just for bringing me out of my shell. I was a scared kindergartner when I came here. I didn't know anyone. I couldn't talk to anyone. And you gave me a place where I could feel comfortable. I could feel safe with everything I wanted to say, everything I had to feel. And I was able to be the person I am now. I was able to not hide who I am. I was able to come out of my shell and be able to say, I feel this and I think this is right. I think this is wrong. And it helps. So thank you for that. Mahalo for the 13 years.
Aloha, my name is Austin Maskel and I'm from Aina. If I had to describe my time at KS in one word, I would say very memorable because it shaped me into the person that I am today. And I'm never going to forget the memories I made with my colleagues and friends. My favorite memory at KS is probably 6th grade huaka'i because we were all just hanging out, and I feel that certain experience made us all really tight with each other. The biggest lesson that I learned at KS is to be respectful and to leave a place better than what we found it as. So whenever we go on field trips or anything like that, make sure that we always clean up after ourselves and better the land or the place that we found it as. Advice for a current KS kindergartner. I would say, I know it's gonna sound cliche, but I would say it's don't take it for granted because it goes by really fast and I'm definitely gonna miss it after this. Plans for the future, I'm probably going to head to college, and KS prepared me for that by making sure I always stayed on top of my grades. And yeah. What would I say to Puahi? I would say mahalo for the opportunity that she gave us, because without her we would not be who we are today and have the chance to experience the things that we were able to experience. And mahalo for 13 years.
Aloha, my name is Jordan Reese Palacio and I am from Nanakuli. If I could describe my time at KS in one word, I would say eventful, just because of all the events that we had opportunities to go to, such as sophomore banquet and trips planned by KS. My favorite memory at KS is the DC trip I took in middle school during my 8th grade year because I was able to learn a lot about the government, what happens in DC, and as well as bonding with people that I've never had a chance to bond with before. I think the biggest lesson I learned at KS was that things change, but change can also be a good thing because you learn to adapt to the situation that you are put into. Advice for a current KS kindergartner, I would tell them is don't waste the opportunities that are given by KS because those opportunities will push you to become the best student and person you can be. My plans for the future, as of right now, I know I'm just going to graduate from high school and college. And I'd say KS impacted that because they taught me to believe that I can do whatever I put my mind to and not to give up on myself. Something I would say to Puahi is thank you for giving me the opportunity to attend KS because I wouldn't be the person I am today without attending Kamehameha. And mahalo for 13 years.
Aloha, my name is Joshua Samante. I am from Honolulu. My time at KS in one word would have to be memorable. Growing up here for the past 13 years, it was like my home. It's a big part of who I am, and I was able to make a lot of great friendships and a lot of great memories that I know is going to last me for the rest of my life. I don't really have a favorite KS memory, but I think the most memorable experience that I had with KS would have to be the Europe trip, where me and my classmates and a couple of chaperones were able to go into Europe and just enjoy it for all its beauty. And some people may not have like the best time, but I think overall it was a great trip for me. And I was also able to make like a lot of great friends that are now really close, that I'm like really, really close with now, and who are some of my best friends. The biggest lesson I learned at KS would have to be to not take things for granted. Growing up here, I didn't realize how fast time was going by. And looking back, it's like, wow, come a long way. I also learned to take advantage of the opportunities that you're given while you still can and just enjoy everything that you're given. My advice for a current KS kindergartner right now would have to be to just have fun, make friends, enjoy KS and everything it has to offer, because these people you're going to be with for the next 13 or 12 years. My plans for the future, as of right now, I'm going to be going to UH Manoa, and I'm going to be studying computer engineering. And I feel that KS did a really good job allowing me and my peers to kind of venture off and see which path we want to take after KS. So thank you. If I could say one thing to Puahi, I would say thank you so much for the opportunities that you've given me and letting me be a Kamehameha student and take part in all the blessings that comes with. Mahalo for 13 years.
Aloha, my name is Maya Sonoda, and I am from Waiʻiliʻili, Oahu. If I could describe my time at KS in one word, I would say it was exciting. It's kind of a cliche word, but I just was always excited to come on campus and to learn not only about my culture, but to just be around my friends and to go to school and to learn new things. Being at this campus just makes me very happy. And I remember in kindergarten, we had a parent-teacher conference, and I told my teacher that I was so excited to learn that I wish that school was every day and even through the weekends. And that's why I think my one word would be excited. My favorite memory at KS, there's a lot of memories to think of from the 4th and 7th grade times that we went to Camp Erdman, our 6th grade Huaka'i trip. But I think the best memory and the most fulfilling memory was in 5th grade when we did the 5th grade play. I remember standing on stage and I was so obsessed with High School Musical. And I really wanted to be Gabriella, and I wanted to play Gabriella on that stage. And I was just imagining it in my head. And then thankfully, 6 years later, I was able to actually play Gabriella on that exact stage because I joined our theater program and we did High School Musical, and I got the chance to be Gabriella. So it was just a full circle memory, and it's just one of my favorite memories here at KS. The biggest lesson I learned, I would say to say yes and. I learned this in theater. It's an improv term. But I think it's just so important to not be scared of an opportunity, because if you say yes to it, it might be scary, but you might learn things. You might make new friends from it. I was so insanely scared to do anything at school because I always danced outside of school and I never was in many clubs. But once I started saying yes and joining theater and joining a bunch of clubs, I realized how much it's so important to just say yes and to be connected to our school, and to just not be scared of things and to just say yes to every opportunity that comes to you. An advice I would tell a current KS kindergartner would be just to not be scared of anything. I was always scared of stuff, and I feel like you should just take your time, be a kid while you can, and don't be scared of just the unknown. Just live your life to the fullest, do everything that you want to do. Don't be scared to do something because you might end up loving it. My plans for the future, I plan to go to college. I'm not sure which one yet, but I hope to go and learn digital communications marketing. And I don't know where I'll go from there, but I hope to maybe come back to Hawaii and have a family. If I could say anything to Pauahi, I would probably just say thank you. That's really cliche, but thank you for everything that you've done for us, for all of my classmates, and just for the Hawaiian community. You've provided so much for all of us, and I'm so thankful to have gone to your school for 13 years. And thank you for all of the memories, and just thank you. And mahalo for 13 years.
Aloha, my name is Shay Story, and I am from Mililani. If I had to describe my time at KS in one word, it would be quick. I remember in either 2nd or 3rd grade, a group of me and friends, we went to buy the office in elementary school, and if you're at the office, if you look up, you can see the plaques, and above them are 1st, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and the year that we're graduating. So we looked up at our year, and I think it was kindergarten and graduating in 2021. And we were just amazed because it seemed so long away, and we thought we were never going to graduate. But the time has come, and we're graduating this year. So yeah, it was super quick. My favorite memory at KS would either be at Imu Workshop or Huaka'i. I can't name exactly one memory from the trips, but I know that both were super fun. I made lots of memories with my classmates, and we had lots of bonding time. So my favorite memories were made at both of those experiences. The biggest lesson I learned at KS was to take advantage of all the opportunities that were given, because growing up kindergarten through senior year, we're given amazing opportunities to take advantage of if we wanted to. In elementary, they even offered chess club, band, orchestra, jump rope for heart, just everything. So I wish, looking back at it now, that I could have taken more advantage of those opportunities. And leading into the biggest lesson that I learned, or the advice for current KS kindergartner, I would tell them to not take anything for granted, because looking back on it as a senior, if I was a kindergartner, I wouldn't have any idea of how many life lessons or life experiences I would have made in the past 12 years. And I wish I could redo and relive some of those memories. And I think any KS kindergartner would want to take advantage of those opportunities too that they're going to live through. My plans for the future, I will be attending Stanford next year in the class of 2025. And KS has impacted every part of that. Just growing up, the people that I surrounded myself with, the friends, the teachers, the mentors, everything, they just made me who I was. So I'm super thankful to KS for everything they've done for me. What would I say to Puahi? I would tell her thank you, but I would also tell her congratulations, because in her will, everything that she made from the school, she has succeeded in creating good and industrious men and women that will enter society next year. And I think she would be really proud of what she was able to accomplish. Mahalo for 13 years.
Aloha, my name is Kainani Wagner and I'm from He'ia. If I could describe my time at KS in one word, it would probably be interesting. That's a lot of the memories I had here. Interesting. My favorite memory at KS would be my time in the school's marching band. From learning how to become a more excelled performer to a leader among my peers, I definitely learned it all in that program. The biggest lesson I learned at KS would probably be how to be a leader while also being a kind and caring peer to the others around me, like the people in my section. An advice I'd have for a current KS kindergartner would probably be to have some fun while you're still young. Don't just waste your time studying and sitting in your room while your friends go play outside. You should also have some fun so that you'll have good memories to look back on when you're older. My plans for the future are to become an author and a university librarian. It's something that I've always wanted to be since I was younger, and KS gave me the opportunities and the, skills I needed to become it. What I would say to Pauahi would be thank you so much for all the opportunities and resources that you've given me as a senior now. Mahalo for 13 years.